All right. Hello, hello. Had to get myself situated. In one of those days when I want to be all alone. I'm just joking. I don't want to be alone. Today's a great day. I love people. I want to be around people, socialize. Um, all right. I also want to be mindful of the time. I know that my family's going to be running through the door soon, and it can be a little distracting. So I am pretty much going to get started right away. As per the usual, hopefully Gia will be able to join us. She has been experiencing a little bit of the weather, being under the weather, and so we'll see how she's holding up. If Gia is able to join us, she will be there to facilitate live in the chat. So as we're going through and talking about these important subjects and topics, we really want you to engage with us and share your perspective, your point of view, your experiences. And Gia will be there to keep that conversation going smoothly or to help if you have any questions. Um, but the goal here is even if we help one person realize something about themselves and how strong they are and the different tools and techniques that they have at their fingertips to empower them to live a healthier life and to live your most inspired, audacious, big goals while still maintaining your own sense of wellness, like without sacrificing everything else about you to make that happen. Um, I've been getting a lot of great feedback about the book. Um, I really love it because the feedback I'm getting is from all different ages. There are people who are retired. There are people who are just getting into university, even high school students. My daughters are very proud of this book. And so, yeah, when you get your hands on this book, we have a couple things. One, please take pictures of yourself reading it. That my favorite thing is people sending pictures to me of them on their dock or by the water or in a cozy chair by a fire with the book and just giving me their feedback or just enjoying their time with themselves. Please keep those coming. Please share those. I want to also share those with the world and just to show you appreciation. And if you are someone who purchased the book yourself from Amazon, I just found out recently people were trying to leave reviews, but they had been gifted the book. And Amazon requires proof that you purchased, apparently, to leave a review. So if that's the case, if you were gifted the book, but you really want to share a testimonial, which means so much to us, please just send it to us. Gia can send the email address that you can send it to, or you can put your testimonial right in the comments in this video and we will use those and share them in a creative way. But your feedback, your input, the people's stories, they far surpass whatever I dreamed possible when people would read these words and make them their own. So I just wanted to start by saying that it means so much your feedback. Like if you think, who cares what I thought, or she's not going to care. I really, really do. I want to know because I think when we all talk about this, we all benefit. We all get stronger. We all get better. Okay, and so we today are on to chapter 10. Um, we're just flying through this book. As I mentioned before, there are 18 chapters in total, so we are nearing the end. But I purposely wrote this book in a way that the chapters are bite-sized. They're like 3 pages, 4 pages maximum. The font's pretty big. Trying to be mindful of people who want to be able to easily read. This is not something that's going to take you forever. And like I recommend doing it in bits. And something that I learned that was life-changing, I learned this from a couple of different mentors, but in this day and age where it's like consume, consume, consume next, the strongest, most powerful thing you can do is repeat. So read a chapter over a couple times and really question like what your experience has been or discover what your story, because we all have similar stories. Just don't power through. What I want is for you to get some nuggets of value out of this and to apply them so that your own life improves. Okay, so if that means going against the grain of what you typically do and not just consume, consume next, take your time. I want you to savor it like a little treat. If you do like a chapter a day or a chapter a week and you just savor it and really think on it, let it kind of percolate, I think it'll have a bigger impact. I know it'll have a bigger impact. And I do this now whenever I'm reading something where it's like something that I can do to make my life better. I take my time with it and I will go over it multiple times as opposed to jumping to the next new thing. Just a suggestion, and I'm telling you, it is powerful. And honestly, this isn't going to take you very long. Just hopping back. Okay, I don't see that Gia is there, so she is probably still not well, but feel free to put some comments. When I finish reading this chapter, I will hop back over to YouTube and I will engage, answer any questions, participate with you. Just while I am doing the live reading, it's a little distracting because there's a mild delay. All right, ready? Here we go. If you have your book, great, get it out in front of you. Your brain takes in information different when you're read to versus when you read to others versus when you read privately. So I love when somebody reads to me and I can follow along in my own copy and make some notes in my book. So please, I encourage you to do that. Really, I want this to be like something that's beat up by the end because you've really personalized it. All right, enough about that. Let's go. Chapter 10, The Weight of Success. Success isn't always light. It has its own weight. We spend so much time chasing success that we rarely stop to ask, what happens when we actually achieve it? Or better yet, when did we even decide what success means to us? We assume that once we reach these often predetermined goals, everything will feel lighter and easier, like a reward for all of the hard work. But in reality, success comes with its own kind of weight. At first, it's exhilarating. The opportunities, the recognition, the sense of accomplishment. But then a new kind of pressure sets in. Expectations rise, sometimes from others, but more often from yourself. The higher you climb, the more responsibility you carry, the more you achieve, the more you feel like you have to prove you deserve it and keep chasing more. No one talks about the part of success that feels heavy, the fear of losing what you've built, the self-inflicted exhaustion of maintaining it, the quiet moments of doubt where you wonder if you can handle everything you once dreamed of having. But here's what I want you to know. Success doesn't have to crush you. You just have to learn how to carry it. The hidden pressure of success. Number one, the fear of failing, the fear of falling. Success sometimes comes with an underlying fear. What if I can't keep this up? What if I lose everything I worked so hard for? And honestly, I don't think that I would ever question that. Once I have success, my confidence would be an all-time high. I'm telling you this from experience and from the people that I've talked to who've been there. And if you haven't experienced this, then keep climbing because I want you to not avoid the feeling, but to be familiar with, oh, I was supposed to feel this. Yeah, of course. I'm actually stretching myself. I'm growing. I'm evolving. I'm transforming. Kate said that this would be uncomfortable. Kate said I might have some of those like little lingering thoughts, and that is expected. So I am on track as opposed to it meaning anything else about you. This fear can be paralyzing. Instead of celebrating achievements, you find yourself constantly looking over your shoulder, worried that one wrong move will send everything crashing down. But here's the truth. Success isn't a fluke. You didn't just get lucky, you built this. And if you built it once, you can build it again. What you've accomplished so far is just a glimpse of what you're truly capable of. Number two, the expectation to always be on. Just to go back to that last one, this was a huge game changer in my thoughts and my perspective and my belief change. Instead of seeing success as something that is precious and oh my goodness, I can't lose it. And what if the worst happened? The truth of realizing your own power, your own potential. They talk about, there's studies that were done where people who were really successful, they had achieved a great deal of influence and impact, and say they had raised millions and millions of dollars, then something outside of them happens, life happens, something catastrophic, and they say lose millions. You are energetically aligned with your most comfortable level of success or whatever you've been living with. So those people will very quickly find ways to return to that state. So even though nobody's got a perfect linear line, even successful people have dips. But the point is, you don't fear losing it because you are energetically aligned with it. So it will come back. You will know what to do to get it back because you've done it before. So sometimes when people feel stuck and they're in the lower places and they aren't able to make money and they don't find that they're getting growth, it's because that's what you've become energetically comfortable with. It has nothing to do with your potential at all. So once you achieve success, even little bits, you've got to celebrate it, but you have to normalize it. Like, this is my new normal. This is just how I am. This is what I expect. And the more you can actually embody that and believe that, then that becomes your baseline. And no matter what happens, you will get back to that. Oh, that's a whole other book. And there's some really great books about that. But if you're curious, message me and I'll share. Okay, back. Number 2, the expectation to always be on. Once you succeed, people start to expect things from you. Consistency, performance, even a certain version of you. It can feel like you're carrying the weight of others' expectations, afraid that if you slow down or struggle, you'll disappoint them. I've always found this fascinating. Many documentaries and life stories of the ultra successful celebrities and public figures share a common theme. At some point, they lost themselves to what the masses expected of them. Eventually, they had to make massive changes to reclaim their identity for the sake of their own well being, personal health, and overall wellness. A powerful example of this is the documentary Avicii, True Stories and the film True Stories and the film Avicii, I'm Tim. Tim Berglund, the incredibly talented young man behind Avicii, had everything: money, fame, worldwide success, yet he lost himself in the process. The pressure to always be on, to meet the endless demands of an industry that saw him as a product rather than a person, became too much. What stood out to me most during the documentary was how genuinely kind he seemed. A good person, someone who followed his joy. His story is a heartbreaking reminder that if you don't define success for yourself, others will do it for you, and it won't always be in your best interest. Here's what we need to know. You are not a machine. You don't have to prove your worth every second of the day. Success doesn't mean you lose your right to rest, to have days off, or to be human. When you decide what success means to you, no one else can take control of your journey. You stay in the driver's seat from the beginning, not just when you're forced to course correct later. I always say, act as if until. Once you've defined what success looks like for you, start aligning your actions with that vision now, not based on external pressure, but on what genuinely feels right to you. Take a moment to consider the boundaries you want to set in your relationships, your habits, your finances, and every area of your life to support that vision. Number 3, the isolation that can come with growth. Success can shift your relationships. This is a real tough one for almost everybody I've worked with, and definitely something I've experienced myself. Some people will be eager to celebrate you. Others may distance themselves. Others may distance themselves, struggling with their own feelings about your achievements, or expect something from you now that you've made it. I've noticed that as you move closer to your goals and your results begin elevating, you may no longer be an energetic match for certain relationships, friendships. Some people simply fade away, almost like they've gone into the witness protection program. At the same time, you'll start attracting new relationships with people who are aligned with where you're headed. It's all part of the process. So, no need to tell yourself it means something bad. Just keep the faith that it's always this or better. The right people will find you at the right time. I also don't want this to be a passive statement. I want this to be something you tell yourself as a belief to keep yourself centered and calm and empowered. But like, the right people will always find you is true, but is something you also have to be out there. You have to be out there for them to find you. You have to be out there meeting people, putting yourself out there, inviting people in. That's the only way they're going to find you. You can't hide in your basement or in your office or in your office chair all day and then expect somebody outside to find you, one of those incredible world changers. So it does also require you to believe this is true and to be out there for them to find. You might even feel guilty about your success, especially if those around you are struggling. But shrinking yourself to make others comfortable doesn't help anyone. True success allows you to lead by example, inspire, and uplift others, not hold yourself back. How to carry success without letting it crush you. One, intentionally define what success means to you. When success starts to feel heavy, ask yourself, who am I doing this for? What version of success actually makes me happy? If you stay open to unexpected pivots as you grow, these shifts can be simple adjustments that keep you moving forward without the weight of the negative emotions that are attached. If you're constantly chasing more just because you feel like you should, you'll never feel like you arrived. Take a step back and redefine success on your terms. This is simple, right? We can make it more complicated than it needs to be, but when you're redefining success on your terms, it can be that you are already a success today. That something you got to do today was your success. Because all of us, shouldn't say all, but like it's a mindset. But there was a time where you wished you had some of the things you have today, or you were in the situations you're in today, or there's so many things like when you want, you crave at different ages. And then when they happen, it's like, we're next. What's the next thing? As opposed to appreciating, oh my gosh, I remember specifically how much I wanted to find the love of my life, how much I wanted to have my best friend who I could watch sports with, or laugh with, or travel with. I have that. How often do I sit back and celebrate that my husband and I are close and that we enjoy similar things, that we have fun? Not enough, I'll tell you that. But you have these examples around you. There are things around you right now that you had dreamed, prayed for, and now you're just not even aware of them. You've moved on to the next thing. So take that control back. Number two, give yourself permission to evolve. You don't have to stay the same person who started this journey. As you grow, your priorities will shift. It's okay to change. It's okay to outgrow old goals. It's okay to build a version of success that feels sustainable, not just impressive. It's also okay if no one else understands or appreciates it. Think about it. What's the worst that could happen if nobody else appreciates it or understands? When you are living in alignment, focused, intentional, and prioritizing your overall well-being, people will feel that energy, even if they don't fully comprehend it. Your growth will speak for itself. Change isn't healthy. Change isn't just healthy, it's an essential part of life. Embrace it and take charge of the parts you can, so you are never the victim, always the hero of your own story. Number three, let go of the fear of losing it all. If the fear of losing success is weighing you down, remind yourself, you are the reason you got here. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a one-time fluke. You built this. And if you built it once, you have the skills, experience, and resilience to build it again, no matter what happens. When I first left my corporate career to start an MLM business and later spent a year dipping my toe into becoming a certified personal trainer, I remember having a conversation with a friend about how my confidence had never been higher. Through all my experiences, I realized something powerful. I am not dependent on any person or job. Over time, I've developed specialized skills: leadership, sales, website design, coaching, public speaking, marketing, and more from real life experience. Skills that are transferable to almost any industry. I am my own secret weapon. My success isn't something external, it's within me. It's part of me. And that is confidence. As I'm even reading this, I want you to think about all of the skills that you have developed personally, very unique to your journey. No matter what your journey, even if you think, oh man, I had a rough go, then think of the wisdom, the little gold nuggets that you've picked up along the way that people who haven't had your hardships will never learn. What skills do you have that are very specific to you that show you how capable you are? Just, it's good. Just write them down. It's good for the confidence. Number 4, protect your energy. Success is meant to add to your life, not to take away from it. If it's draining you, something needs to shift. Protect your time, set boundaries, make room for the things that restore you, not just the things that demand from you. This is where you begin to act as if your future life, the one where all of your goals are achieved, is already available to you. It's not just about deciding what you want, it's about envisioning it so clearly that it feels like a future memory. I call this your true vu, like deja vu, because you've visited it so many times in your mind that when it finally appears in your physical world, it feels like you've already been there. Go there often, visualize it, use it as a guide to uncover clues and insights about the actions you should be taking right now. Ask yourself, who would have access to you in that future version of your life? If you had 1,000 clients, could you still provide for each of them what you do for one client today? If not, adjust now. Let your clients engage with future you today. This sets the standard, allowing you to scale, protect your time and energy, and create space for even greater success. Final thoughts. Success shouldn't feel like a trap. The version of you that once dreamed of this moment deserves to enjoy it. There are parts of your reality today that were once a dream or a goal of the younger version of yourself. Independence, driving, landing your first job, owning a home, finding the love of your life. Yet over time, you simply accept them as your new normal. That's exactly how I want you to feel about all of your big, audacious, bold, and personal goals that once they are achieved. Success shouldn't feel like a burden. It should feel like a deep sense of accomplishment, a life you were always meant to live. You don't have to carry the weight of this journey alone. You don't have to overcompensate to make things harder than they need to be. And you certainly don't have to prove you deserve it. You already do. So take a breath, take up space, find your voice, make it fun, and most importantly, allow yourself to fully enjoy the success you worked so hard to create. So, as I do at the end of every chapter, I have reflection prompts. Okay, there's 4. These are ones that I want you to get some alone time. You don't have to do it right now while watching this. You can do it, or you can pause this if you're watching the replay. Find some space that you can be alone, no disruptions, no distractions, just you and your thoughts, just you and your truth, just you and your inner voice. And answer these questions. Because if you give yourself the time to answer them, if you ask yourself these questions, you will have the answers. All right, reflection prompts. Living the life you actually want. 1, how do you define success? And what does it feel like to you? How do you define success and what does it feel like for you? Number 2, what fears or pressures have come up since achieving success? It's very personal. And if you're just busy keeping up with life, this might be just something that's sitting underneath the surface, giving you that little bit of angst without you being able to know what it is or where it's coming from. Number 2, what fears or pressures have come up since achieving success? Number 3, are there areas of your life where you have been performing instead of living? Are there areas of your life where you've been performing instead of living? And the last one, number 4, how can you begin living in alignment with your next level self, with your next level vision today? What changes can you make to begin living in alignment with that future vision you have today? I mean, what kind of junk, crap, weight can you cut that you don't need because you already know you are destined for something better? Think about it. Sometimes you can just cut things out. You don't have to deal with everything, accept everything, always be compromising. There are some things you can just let go of. All right. That's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much to everybody watching the replay, sending me messages, sending me voice notes, pictures of you reading the book. Again, please send us pictures of you reading this book. I love it. It makes my heart so happy. I want to share it with the world. I want to spread the word, get this book out there in as many hands as I can, because I am seeing the impact it's having and I'm hearing of the breakthroughs and the awareness people are getting. So again, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for purchasing the book, supporting me, watching these videos, giving me giving me your feedback. It means the world. All right, keep the faith, everyone. Take care. I'll see you next week when we move on to chapter 11.